Hey guys, today I'm going to be putting together this Bauer cement mixer and hopefully we can get it to run off of our off-grid power system. So when looking at cement mixers, I was concerned whether or not my inverter system could power such a device. But looking at least the specs for 3 amps, I should be able to do it. Now the thing is the um, Power Mister inverter is rated for 5.2 kilowatts, but it's not. Let's see here. Could use something sharp. Split pen. All right, now that we have it out of the van, we can completely unbox this thing. Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Oh, here we go. This is the motor. It's heavy. It's probably half the weight right there. All right, so once I lift this thing out, we should be good to go. See? Plastic. Oh, I love it. It's thick, durable, easy to clean. And that should be it right there. So it just looks like the mount points for the drum. All right, so basically I'm in a situation where I have to do a lot of foundation work, and I think this mixer, I hope this mixer will be what I need it to be in terms of reliable. All right, so let me go get the rest of it and bring it on over here. We'll stage it and get it running, power it up, make sure everything works. All right, grab a wheel. They look like they're just mirrored, and the wheel goes on the outside, goes through there. Yep. And then I'm gonna do lock washers, and nuts. Okay, so they didn't use nylocks for these. So the rounded side out, lock washer, then the nut. Okay. And I think it was a 19 millimeter. Okay. I think we're gonna need a 19 millimeter wrench too, because they're not nylocks. All right. Let's show the other one. Washer, lock washer, nut. Okay. I might even have channel locks down here to hold it. All right, where were we? All right, so basically I'm gonna use channel locks to hold the nut while I drive it. Get it set right. Let's see here. Okay, lock washer's compressed. Lock washers compressed. All right. Maybe like that. Let's try this. It only goes one way, really. Yep. Okay, good. All right. So we should have 4 of those. Yeah, they just say spring washers. There's not washers and then lock washers. All right, let me get that tightened up and then we'll move on. Okay. What size is that? 13, 14, 14 mil. Okay, lock washers compressed. Also is going to come together here. Let's see, I think something like that. Out or in, so it's going to be like this then, with wheels and Bauer out, and then it's looks like it might be like this. So they're out or back towards the machines, and then just turn it. Yeah, I was unsure. It's not very clear to me. Okay, put that back. There you are. All right. Back into this. All right, that's locked in place. Should have 2 pins as well. All right, let me just set this down and make sure that looks right. You know what? It looks the exact same. It's still kind of like, it has a better chance at being on those rubber handles than it did before. So I'm happy with the way it looks now. The mounting plate, pivot bracket. So with the thing looking at us, the handle's on the right side. So it should look something like that. So it looks like front on and line up the holes. Slide 7 and bent washer and bull holes and slide bent washer on the threaded end. Okay, so we're basically doing this. Front and back. Okay, let's try that again. All right, so we got that washer lined up. That one lined up. Okay, I'm not going to tighten it just yet because we have more hardware. Did you hear? I'm right-handed, so we'll do it this way. Wow, they gave it a lot of support. That. All right, so now we have them both through. We can tighten them down a little bit. Okay, one. Click. Two. All right, let's see what's next. Don't. Oh joy. Okay. So basically all this is washers straight up through there. All right. Not a problem. Just like that. Okay, so we got one handle there. All right. Okay. It's installed. So now we need the other handle. Let's get that done. So this one here kind of looks like it goes through the rear. So it would have to go like this. All right, so it looks like we are done minus the motor. And like I said, the motor we can do separately. I'm not doing the motor and all of this. So let's go ahead and put this on there. And then we'll move on to the motor. Like that. See? Pin out, now it swivels. Okay, so I think we can open the box now. Get that motor out of there. So this motor will make or break this idea here. Well, I mean, like I said, I have a bigger inverter. I just have to be power conscious. Power conscious or conscious? Power conscious. And make sure I don't overdraw. Oh, this is beefy. All right. So it looks like the gearbox goes vertical like this through there. And it looks like all I'm doing is putting washers and nuts on it. What kind of joke is this? You're not going to believe this, but I grabbed 2 washers instead of, yeah, joy. All right, let me not drop this and go get me the hardware. All right. Okay, here we go. I don't know. To me, it's a little less stressful. So we've got a washer and then a nylock nut. Okay, that can't really fall out. Nylock nut. And then all right, so we didn't really lose any hardware. Even though a bag was ripped and parts were dropping off as I walked from the car to here. It's like, are you kidding me? All right, so that is definitely not a 14 mil. That is likely the 13s I found. Let's see. Okay, that's not cross-threaded. All right, we're torqued down. Each pin. Yeah. So the cotter pin's probably for that drive up there. All right. Wow, that's tough. That's a tight fit. Ooh. There we go. Now it can't slide out. It should just plop right in there. Just like that. And then we'll have this pin here. Oh, it's weighted. It's got some weight to it. There you go. So I'm lining it up. Let's see here. Hope that motor's got a thrust bearing on it. There we go. Okay, so how in the world am I supposed to get this on there? So yeah, they give you a cotter pin, but slide drum on a shaft and line it up. Slide pin shaft through the pin holes, and slide the cotter pin through the opened end of the shaft pin. Be secure to bend it in place. And then we're done, right? Now the problem is, I don't really want to. Oh, okay, so you basically just turn it. All right, so now I need to turn the pin relative to here, and the cotter pin slides right through, right? And then I can just bend it with a pair of pliers. All right, guys, so essentially the clouds came out and it's late in the afternoon. So whatever power we're drawing is coming directly from the bank. So we're pulling 5 amps from the bank. Basically, you can see we are getting 0.4 amps of solar, but it's dark. So yeah, the motor is not really under an awful lot of load. And it is, oh, but there's always 1 amp draw from just all my electrical panel here, right? So it's for maybe 4 amps, right? That's new, right? So we'll see how it go. Definitely on a sunny day, we could offset any sort of power draw, but I can hear it. It's loud. All right, guys, I guess that wraps it up for this video. My first impressions of the Bauer cement mixer at Harbor Freight is awesome. So first impressions are really good. I have a lot of hope for this thing. Since it's geared, it at least will limit the amount of amps that the motor will draw. It's a 0.5 horsepower rate. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, especially if you like off-grid content like chopping wood, digging on a mini excavator, pouring concrete foundations for your posts. Let's see, what else are we got going on around here? I don't know. It's just a whole hodgepodge of gritty living, quite frankly. There's no air conditioning here, at least not yet. But, you know, with the leveling of this section of the house, I will be able to actually poop in a potty instead of a bucket. That'll be fun. Like I said, the channel's greedy. If you like that sort of thing, consider subscribing. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye.